With your scale set to grams, put on your empty container and then tare it out to 0. Now it's time to weigh out your dry seeds. It takes some experimenting to determine just the right amount of seeds. This time, with these new green pea seeds, I'm going to try 175 grams. Then fill up your jar with water to soak your seeds for 6 to 12 hours or overnight. The seeds will at least double in size, so put in plenty of water. 6 to 12 hours later, or the next morning, drain the water from your seeds. To plant and grow your pea shoots, you're going to need a tray without holes. Inside of that, you'll put a tray with holes. And then you'll need a third tray without holes that fits inside of the tray with holes. You can also get creative and reuse plastic food containers or takeout containers. Just make sure that you have enough of them that fit nicely inside one another. And you'll have to punch your own holes in one of them. Put enough of your seed starting soil mix in your tray so that it is about 1 inch deep. And then use your hands to break up any clumps. Give your tray a gentle shake to help level out the soil. Make sure your soil is spread out evenly in the tray, and you can lightly press on it to push out any big air pockets. And then water your soil very well to make sure that it is all well moistened. A good sign that you have the right amount of water is when the tray feels nice and heavy, but there's no excess water puddling in the bottom tray below. And now it's time to spread your pre-soaked seeds nice and evenly. You can use your hands to even fine-tune and make sure you spread them as evenly as possible. Then you want to get a third tray, a tray without holes, and put it on top of the seeds so that it actually sits on the seeds, and you can even put a weight on it like a book. This will help the seeds make good contact with the soil and will also help to develop strong roots. You leave it to sit like this for 4 days while your pea shoots germinate in blackout. 4 days later, it's time to uncover your tray and put it under the light, either in a big south-facing window with plenty of direct sunlight, or under an artificial light that you set up somewhere in your house. If you're using an artificial light, it can be a fluorescent or an LED light that has a full spectrum daylight rating. Now that you've uncovered your tray and you've put them under the light, it's a good time to feel the weight of your tray to determine whether they need water. I can tell by the weight that mine are still wet enough and don't need water today. It's also a good idea to carefully inspect your tray for any bad seeds that may not have germinated and may have gotten moldy. If you run into more serious problems, then you can try using a little hydrogen peroxide in the water when you initially soak your seeds, or you can spray the seeds with hydrogen peroxide diluted in water while they're germinating. Assuming it's not too big of a problem and you just have a few moldy seeds, pick them out and toss them in the compost. Remember to feel the weight of your tray every day and to feel the soil to see how wet it is. Doing these things will help you to determine when it needs to be watered. I usually find that it needs about 1.5 to 2 cups of water every 1.5 to 2 days. And I recommend bottom watering, as you see me doing here. This way the roots will directly access and soak up the water, and it will avoid excess moisture on the surface. After around 6 to 8 days in the light, they should be ready to harvest. You can harvest your pea shoots with a pair of clean, sharp scissors. And if you don't eat them all right away, then put them in an airtight container and you can store them in the fridge. So give that tray of pea shoots a nice haircut, just trimming those greens about 1 inch above the soil level. These delicious and nutritious pea shoots should be sweet and tender. They're delicious sautéed or raw in salads, on sandwiches, or in soups. Or just snack on them as is. Au naturel. Delicious. Now lastly, all those leftover seeds, roots, and soil and stems from your tray is not trash. Please put it in the compost and feed the soil.